Hello and welcome to this episode of the Mixtape podcast. This is where we take a deep dive into the inspirations and influences of my guest as I ask them to select 6 tracks for their imaginary mixtape. Track 1 is an attention grabber. Track 2 is a song they sing in the car or the shower. Track 3 is a cover version. For track 4, I'll ask them to pick a song they wish they could have played to their 18-year-old selves. Track 5 is a song they would use to woo someone. Track 6 is a track that my guest feels doesn't get the attention or recognition that it deserves. If you'd like to support the creation of this podcast, it's patreon.com/mixtape podcast, or you can check out the link in the description below. You can join for free or subscribe for as little as $2 a month. There's lots of other Patreon-only content on there, including the opportunity to ask guests a question and to have a personalised mixtape playlist curated by yours truly. There's lots of other ways you can support me, a like or a follow on social media. Again, there's links in the description for that. Or if you are listening on Spotify, you can smash the follow icon or you can rate the podcast. All of these little things go a long way towards growing the platform, and I really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to this mixtape for KCR 102.5 FM and the Mixtape podcast. Joining me today, it is an absolute pleasure to welcome blues legend Mr. Charlie Musselwhite to the show. How are you, Charlie?
Better than I deserve.
Fantastic. Now, you're bringing your band to Australia next week. You're playing the North Coast, Melbourne, Manning Bar, Sydney, Tivoli in Brisbane, Harmony German Club in Canberra, the Astor Theatre in Perth, and the Gov in Adelaide. It is charliemusselwhite.com for tickets for those. Has it been a while since you've been to Australia, Charlie? When was the last time you were here, mate?
I think it's been over 10 years. I used to go a lot more regularly, but I'm coming now.
We're really looking forward to seeing you. I'm absolutely devastated because I'm going to be in England when you're in Australia. So I won't be able to catch you at the Astor Theatre, which I'm devastated about, but that's okay. I'll catch you next time, mate. I'll catch you next time. And Charlie, I wanted to ask you, first of all, about your latest album, Mississippi Sun, your last release. Tell us a little bit about that album, and obviously you relocated back to that area. And was that move and living back there, was it kind of like something that influenced you on the writing and recording of that album?
Well, actually, it was just the result of the pandemic. I'm here in Clarksville, Mississippi, where I live, and about 3 blocks from me, a friend has a studio, and I really had nothing to do. Everything was shut down. There was no touring. All the clubs were shut down, and so I was going over to my friend's studio, and he's got a bunch of guitars. And I was playing his guitars, and he one day said, I should just tape some of these things. I said, yeah, go ahead. And we started just taping tunes. Nothing really in mind. We were just taping. And at one point, my wife said, this could be an album. And we started listing back what we had, and brought in a drummer and bass player and recorded some more, and I overdubbed my harmonica. So it was just kind of a lark. And it was a result of the pandemic. Hanging out in the studio with nothing else to do.
Yeah, sometimes when you go in without any intentions or any agenda or schedule, sometimes that's when the best stuff happens, right?
Oh, yeah, it was all really spontaneous.
And Charlie, you're sort of like, I'd say you're the go-to guy for like harmonica now. Like you collaborated with a lot of people like, Bonnie Raitt and Eddie Vedder, Ben Harper and people like that. So I wanted to ask you, first of all, who's been your favourite person to collaborate with? And is there anyone out there at the moment that you would love to collaborate with that you haven't yet?
Well, I think I have to say Tom Waits is the most interesting and fun. He's an old friend, and he just has great ideas, and it's interesting to be in the studio with him. Nobody's like Tom Waits.
No, there's only one, that's for sure.
And who else I'd like to record with? Gosh, it's a long list. Santana, every time I see Santana, he says, we got to do something. I don't know if he really means it or not.
That'd be an amazing collaboration. I look forward to hearing that one. And in the sort of modern era, Charlie, of blues, like back in the day, you were the young guy sort of coming up, and now that sort of roles reversed. Like now you're the guy, you're the elder statesman that people look up to. Like who in the modern sort of blues era do you listen to and are you sort of inspired by?
Well, one guy I'm really excited about, he calls himself Young Rel. His name is Harold Davenport. He's a young kid. He's a teenager and lives in Jackson, Mississippi. He plays guitar, harmonica, young black man, and he's so good. It's such great taste. And he's not trying to be a guitar shredder, none of that baloney. He's playing real straight ahead blues. It's like it used to be done. It's a thing to witness.
We talked a little bit, we mentioned recording when we talked about your latest album, Mississippi Sun. And obviously the technology of recording, you know, since Stand Back came out in 1967, the technology of recording's changed, you know, beyond recognition. But I just wondered, how has your process changed over that time in terms of how you approach songwriting and recording?
Well, it's gotten a lot more convenient. I mean, used to, you couldn't really do overdubs. I mean, when I first started out, at the very most, it was 4 tracks and often just 2 tracks. So you'd have to combine tracks, add more things. And so today, gosh, it's incredible. You can move stuff around and you can change the key. If something's out of tune, you can put it in tune after it's been recorded. I mean, you can just about do anything. And it's actually kind of, I can't do it myself, but my friend that has a studio, I watch him do it, and it's all fascinating to watch him work.
Okay, and because I'm a professional, Charlie, and I did a little bit of research, I found out that you've got a new album already recorded in the can, but it's not released yet. What can you tell us anything about that? Any sort of, you know, titles, or maybe tell us a little bit about some of the songs on the album?
Well, it's got some surprises on it that I don't want to give away yet.
Okay, no, don't say too much then. No, it's fine.
I wrote most of the tunes, and I'm excited about it, and I think everybody's going to like it too.
Okay, let's talk about your mixtape tracks, Charlie. Now, my radio show is called The Mixtape, so when I get guests like yourself on, I like to ask them to sort of make up an imaginary mixtape or playlist or something like that. And whenever I kick off the radio show or anything like that, I always go in with a track one, like attention grabber. So what would be your track one attention grabber for your mixtape, Charlie?
Que te parece by Quarteto Patria.
I'm glad you pronounced that and not me, because I don't think I would have done as good a job as you. Tell us a little bit about that track, mate.
Well, it's what it is called traditional Cuban soul. It's like a folk music of Cuba, and to me, it's got so much feeling to it. It reminds me of blues. And Quarteto Patria is led by a guy named Elias Ochoa. He's a good friend of mine. We've toured together, recorded together, and in the muddy waters of Cuba. It's just so soulful. And a lot of people don't know anything about it, never heard it. And, so he's out there touring, and I hope more people find out about him, because he's a tremendous musician, plays a 7-string guitar.
That's what the mixtape is all about, Charlie. It's about spreading the word and getting the good new music out there. Track 2 for your mixtape, Charlie, and I asked you to pick a song that you sing when you're on your own in the car or the shower, mate. What did you pick for that?
Well, I don't sing it, but I might hum it. Alone Together is what they call a standard.
Yeah.
And I like the version by Chet Baker, but there's a lot of great versions. And
sure. No, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's the second time Chet Baker's made an appearance. I think someone else picked Fall to Want You not that long ago. That was chosen on the mixtape. Yeah, massively underrated musician. I think Chet Baker's superb. And like you say, that is one of those standards that, you probably could have had that for your cover version as well for your track 3 choice. Speaking of which, track 3 of your mixtape, Charlie, is pick a cover version. And what did you pick for that?
Don't Cry Baby. It's an instrumental by Hank Crawford. And again, got a great melody, very bluesy. The way Hank Crawford plays it, he can make anything sound bluesy. And I just love the tune. You can just listen. I've listened to it probably over and over 50 times, and it sounds fresh every time.
Yeah. That's always a good sign. I think when you repeat listen like that, it's always a good sign that you're not getting bored or tired of it. It must be a great track.
That's right. It's wonderful.
All right, Charlie. And for track 4, I asked you to pick a song you wish you could have played to your 18-year-old self. What did you pick for that one?
The Blues Never Die by Otis Spann. It's just a great tune. And again, it's a tune I don't think most people have ever heard, but it's deep. Otis Spann was about as deep as it gets, and he was the blues personified. He was the blues walking and talking. Everything about Otis was pure blues. The way he dressed, the way he talked, the way he laughed. He was just, like I said, the blues personified. And look, to me, it's one of his best tunes, The Blues Never Die.
Absolutely. My favorite record of his is the one he did with Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, The Biggest Thing Since Colossus. That's one of my favorite albums of all time. I absolutely love that. I love that album, and that Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac for me are right up there in terms of blues bands. That's one of my favorite records for sure. And for track 5, Charlie, I asked you to pick a song that you would put on your mixtape to let the listener know that you're romantically interested. What did you pick for that?
Well, again, What's New by Clifford Brown. And again, it's a great melody. The lyrics are great. And the version I like is from an album called Clifford with Strings. So it's really in the romantic category.
Have you ever made up a mixtape to woo someone, Charlie, like your wife or someone? Have you ever done that? Has it ever worked for you?
No, I'm not even sure what a mixtape is.
You know, when you record songs on a cassette tape and give it to someone, that's what a mixtape is.
Oh, well, I know what that is, but I don't think I've made one for.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's just round it out, Charlie, with your track 6 for your mixtape, and that is a song that you feel is a little bit maybe underappreciated, doesn't get the sort of recognition that it deserves, mate. What'd you pick for that?
Well, there's a whole lot I could have picked, but for some reason I came up with West Coast Blues by Ernest Lewis. Have you ever heard of him? No, nobody has. But
no. Tell us a little bit about Ernest Lewis.
Well, that's it. I don't know much about him, and I don't know anybody that knows much about him. He only recorded 3 tunes, and he's a great guitar, great singer, and on some obscure labels. I found a few of his recordings. I wish I knew more about him, and I wish he had recorded more, because I really love his style, his singing, his guitar playing. It's pure blues, and it's raw, just as raw as it gets. Great stuff. Everybody should hear it.
I look forward to playing that on the show and also exploring those other tracks. Charlie, thank you so much for coming on the show and making the time. Safe travels down under to Australia, mate. I hope the tour goes well for you, and we'll see you when you get here, mate. Thanks very much.
Sorry, I'm going to miss you. Thanks for having me on the show. Upward and inward.
Absolute pleasure. Cheers, Charlie. Bye, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to the Mixtape podcast. All the links that you will need are in the description below. Link to my Patreon, my guest website and social media, my social media, and the link to the Mixtape tracks playlist as chosen by today's guest. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.